how do we accommodate our LGBTQ plus clients, and what do we do to just make the space comfortable for everybody to share? We've got our different ideas about names and pronouns, office bathrooms, training staff to be inclusive and open and welcoming. And one thing that I personally do is I'm very happy and proud of my family and my husband and my obnoxious 21-year-old. So I talk about my family whenever it's an appropriate uh, situation. Sometimes it's not, because I practice mostly business immigration, but when I've got a same-sex couple or different situations where we've got family law and we're discussing families, I'm happy to put my family out there and to be out and open in who I am as a way of establishing rapport and as a way of establishing trust. I usually tend to ask also about naming and pronouns. I often forget to do it myself by saying my pronouns are, but it is a very good practice to do and something that I personally strive to do more of. Tess, what are some of the things that you do to just create that area of trust, that comfortable interaction with clients?
I'm lucky to say that I work at the Los Angeles LGBT Center. And so our space is very intentionally safe and considered safe for most, if not all of our clients. That's how they come to us. And so I get to start out with an assumed level of safety and trust for my clients that many of you may not have in your offices. For example, there are safe bathrooms that are identified and clear and accessible for all of my clients. Part of my preparation with clients who identify as LGBTQ is creating a safe space for them while they're here in my office. And I encourage you all to do that as well, but also preparing them to be in unsafe spaces as part of their work with me in their immigration case. So while I want them to be comfortable and I bring a trauma-informed approach to the setup in my office and the resources that are available when my clients come in the door, every other space created by our federal immigration system is actually quite actively hostile. It's not just about creating a safe space. So many of my clients are prepped for a final hearing or an interview or something even as simple as a fingerprint appointment is a preparation and conversation about going through a security machine, getting fingerprints taken and a photograph taken on a day when that person might need to affirm their outward gender expression in a way that is going to appear on a work permit. That's going to be a safety issue for them as their form of identification that they carry for the next X number of years. I guess the word I would use is troubleshooting unsafe spaces for LGBTQ clients so that my clients can feel more safe and empowered while they're in an unsafe space. And I get great feedback on that, that it's my job to correct the judge if they use the wrong pronoun or dead name a client or use the wrong label. That I'm there to look out for my client and I can make corrections. I'm sure we've all been through security with people who have documentation that doesn't match an assumed representation of someone's gender expression as it's stated in their passport. I think it's really helpful to carve out time to have those conversations in advance.
Off what Tess is saying, I also think it's this is like another way in which we can really recommend letting the client lead. Like, not only are we asking what terminology the client prefers that we use, but often clients do not get to come out to us or come out to adjudicators in their own way. It's a little bit forced upon them, and it's so important to explain the need of that and still go through the process of asking their permission, giving them agency where there is agency to be had. Something that I used to come across a little bit when I was practicing was it also became very worthwhile for me to ask what family members knew of their status and what I was allowed to say to other family members about their gender identity. And not just assuming that because they were going through this process, they were no longer going to have any agency about how they identify and when they are able to share that with the people around them.